Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Wavlength INTL podcast. I'm your host, Jazzway, per usual, and we got the OG3 here all together tonight, Tech and the one Outkast. Gentlemen, this episode is interesting because we were just going to talk about the two most recent dev streams that happened regarding Reina and the roadmap that was revealed at EVO last month, but there's actually some interesting stuff that happened at Riptide, so we're going to be covering that first before we jump into the dev streams from the past 2 weeks. We aren't going to cover the Galvin one. We kind of already went into depth about how we felt about Galvin and all that in a previous episode. So if you want more on that, check out episode number 8, where we do talk about the roadmap and what we're expecting for Galvin, how we feel about him and all that. Let us go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna separate that Firefox tab real quick, and there we go. So, I want to start this off by saying, normally, we got a lot of shit to talk about in regards to Rivals 1, and we're talking like shit talk. We typically complain a lot about Rivals 1.
We love that.
Because we have like a lot of gripes. But for once, we have nothing to complain about. Well, not entirely true, but we have something to celebrate rather. And like 1 or 2 minor complaints. But Rivals 1 was added to the Riptide lineup as a bracket that was set to run for only Friday. And this one is interesting because it brought out the old school and the new school. And most notably, Adi came back. Adi came out of nowhere. You know, Guy was like one of the best Zetters in Rivals 1. Decided, hey, I don't want to play this game anymore. It's just for fun. I got a life to worry about. I'm gonna go focus on my life. Went and focused on his life. Comes out of nowhere. Ends up getting 5th. You know, that's impressive to see. But the other thing that was really more impressive to see here was Shovel Knight finally winning a major. So, gentlemen, I don't think a lot of people thought that it would happen. But you know what? This is exact proof as to what I meant by there is still Rivals 1 to be played.
Yep. And I just want to kind of pepper in the fact that, like, ZB played in this bracket. You know, someone who's, like, dominated in Rivals 1. And yeah, Rivals 1 might not be his main game anymore. But he got double eliminated by 2 Shovel Knight players. If I remember correctly.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Player,
yeah, Fennec.
Damn it. Fennec and who was the other one, Jazz? Rice, yeah. That was the other Shovel Knight player. Because, like, when I looked, I was watching, and I was like, there's a Shovel Knight top 4? Yeah, there's a Shovel Knight winner. So, what? What's happening? So, it was pretty sick. Now, I know there's going to be arguments, and some people are going to be like, well, game dead lull, so competition not there. Any character can win now because everybody sucks or something like that. Whatever. The fact of the matter is, we went 6 years after the announcement of Yacht Club Games saying they would pay someone $2,000 if they went all Shovel Knight and won a tournament. And that happened now, and I don't think that's going to happen anymore because, I mean, that contest is, like, super duper over. But shout-outs to Dan because he paid Fennec $1,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump to this real quick. So,
Yeah, like,
start this over.
Nothing from it. Unfortunately. Big Bang Strong, can we get 3 stops to finish it off? That would be kind of crazy.
But it would be so fitting here, Fads, as we find one down there, not able to get the upbeat, looking for everything off of this scramble.
God, I forgot that it was a stomp.
now Perry's putting out
Oh,
strong
Jesus
support
Christ, dude.
down strong
Yeah,
from Fennec.
it was pretty dominant
Down the stock.
from Fennec.
Know that real man has to be coming in
We'll get to the background in a sec, but
Yeah, we're gonna pause that there. But yeah,
scroll
like
down.
Tech said, 6 years later, SK finally won something. You know, we had LBO prior try to attempt at it, didn't get it. Who else?
I feel like Sego would have also been he is probably one of the closest ones to get it, or would have been.
I know Sego played a little bit of SK. I don't know how often it was in bracket back then. I think Sparks, now Juno, played SK a little while back then as well.
Trying to get the money.
Yeah, and I know Minty was just like resident Shovel Knight. And Orgasm as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Who
mean
now
those
goes by
players,
Walk.
And those players are like, they're notable in their own right. And you know, at that time, like, once again, you know, you can argue that the competition was way more fierce or whatever. And it's still a good achievement, I think, overall. You know, does it kind of suck that now that like Rivals 1 isn't in the limelight and it's not the main focus from the studio? Yeah, but you know, not everything's gonna happen at once.
The devs handed it to you guys on a silver platter. I don't know, man. Like,
yeah.
like.
But I'd also like to add, you know, like we said earlier, Dan paid Fennec $1,000 because he was like, "Oh yeah, this contest is way over."
And we'll jump to it right here.
Yeah, there we go. So that's another point that we need to drive home. Everyone that is sitting there and bitching and moaning that Rivals 1 is dead and there's nothing we can do, I would call this dev support. That's what I would call this. They don't have to pay us any money for the winner. But Dan just went into his pockets and sent it to Fennec. He went as far to be, I think if you click in there, hey, what's this person's like Twitter or Discord so I can contact them and get this shit straight, because that's what he wanted to do. So it's like, you know, huge shout outs to Dan for doing that. He didn't have to. He could have just been like, oh yeah, Rivals 1, that game's old. We don't care about that anymore. It's all about Rivals 2 now, baby. But like, it's all great. And I just wanted to, you know, one, shout out Fennec, shout out Dan. It's super sick. And if this isn't a sign to tell you that all the doomers that are still dooming, that you can just play Rivals 1 and it's fine, keep playing Rivals 1 and it's fine. Show up, show out. You can still bring those numbers to, you know, better attendance. What was our What was our attendance? I think it was 50, right?
51.
51.
51, but there were
60
queues.
Yeah, and 60 queues aren't bad.
But there's a caveat to this. We'll get into that.
Yeah, and I mean, like we've seen tournaments where there's been more. You know, for example, when Supernova happened, there was what 160 DQs or something ridiculous for Rivals 2.
It was even worse for Melee.
But hey, man, this is the biggest Rivals 2 tournament ever. Whoa! But does it really matter if you're adding that many and DQing that many in round 1?
It was a 580. 580 minus 162. Okay, well, it was still the biggest, but yeah.
I don't remember what the exact DQ numbers were, but that's not the point. The main point is like Rivals got to have their little time to shine at Riptide this year, and I think they did really great. And the people that are still dedicated to the game, it shows, because you can't really just come in and just beat ZB like that 3-0. Regardless of if he hasn't even touched the game in forever or not. I mean, it's still in his memory. You know, he's just like, oh yeah, I can play Malo like this. I can play Crag like this. I can play Claren like this. I can play. He plays, you know, whoever
I think he went solo Crag that entire way through.
I know in losers at one point, I think he went Malo.
Oh, not Crag. Fucking went Malo the entire way through. My bad. But no, back to the whole thing with Dan. That's why I like supporting Aether Studios. Yeah. Is because it seems like, I don't know, You could call it like ulterior motives or what, but to me, I'm choosing to believe that they're actually good fucking people, and you gotta support them. Please, like for fuck's sakes, dude. No,
They may not make the greatest decisions in the world, but at the end of the day, this is the type of stuff that people want, yet for some reason refuse.
they
right?
refuse to try the game. Like they're giving it an honest to god shot, and yeah, that's why I get heated about this. It's like, guys, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? And why aren't you like at least trying the game? Not even like It would be awesome for it to be the main game of like the Smashy Bros players choosing, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, and he actually Fennec actually got paid.
Yeah. So, I think that just goes to show that like, whenever they see a big push, like it's not going to go unnoticed. Like, I mean, they still have eyes on all their IPs. They're still checking it out. And I mean, yeah, they're not going to be at the forefront, and they're not going to be holding your hand the entire way. But if they see that you are putting forth the effort and trying to get that shit done, then they're more than willing to help here. Now, not every tournament is going to be like, oh yeah, plus if another Shovel Knight wins, it's $1,000.
No, we're done. We're done.
But
this is done.
Yeah.
This is
but,
done.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like they're still gonna help. It's not gonna be like, oh yeah, don't ever ask me for anything again. They're not gonna ostracize you.
So yeah, and then I also had a couple homies go to Riptide first being bullets. Goddamn guys, like old school team kill. Jesus Christ! Wow, that kind of sucks. Also, I don't know. I don't actually know if he actually went Forsburn, but guys, if you let him get top 8 with Forsburn, I wouldn't have let it go. And then
There is one other thing that you definitely weren't letting go though. We got another shout out to make.
Oh yeah, I was getting to that. You didn't let me finish. Like, yeah, shout outs to Torque for not going 0-2 after panelist Willow said Torque was gonna go 0-2.
Who said that again?
Panelist Willow.
One more time. I don't have my headphones.
Panelist Willow, one of the people in charge of the PR for Rivals 1.
What?
Telling a community member they're gonna go 0-2. Like, damn. Like, I don't know, man. If that was my homie telling that to me, of course that's gonna motivate me. But like, wow, I would have been pissed.
Yeah, and Torque is like good. Torque likes to befriend everybody, so like,
yeah.
Not to mention Torque also still actively supports Rivals 2 and 1 no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. After that one, I would have been scorned.
Like saying something like that, even if you said that you didn't mean to say it that way, is like not a good sign.
That's.
Yeah.
I thought the entire point was to bring more people into R1 and not drive them away.
Yeah, we should just like find all the people that did go 0-2.
And just tell them, yeah, I knew it.
Put the list of names and then just send it to Willow. Like every day is a new message. Did you know that so and so went 0-2? Did you know that this person went 0-2? Hey, don't forget, this player went 0-2.
Like yeah, Torque ended up going 3-2, losing only to ZB and Giga, which
is like
both veterans of the game.
Like I think those are amazing losses. I'm not gonna lie. Giga barely missing out top 8, but anyways, one thing I also want to get off is we mentioned the attendees numbers list, right? 51.
Yes.
This community bitched and moaned for a Rivals 1 bracket. Why didn't it fill up right away? It was at 20. It was at like 12 for the longest, at least like 2 months.
Yeah, and then
Like,
out of nowhere,
I-
like we saw it jump from like 12 to like 20 something, and then 20 something to 30 something. I'm honestly shocked that it managed to get 50 people. And then after the DQs, it ended up being what, 40, 46 people.
Cool, we beat Genesis. So the bar's in hell, guys. Like, there was like more energy like into like trying to get people in with like making content, like guides, tier list, like even, and not combo video 10,000. Like maybe people would like chime in into playing Rivals 1 and compete in Rivals 1.
You mean to tell me that combo video 47 of Maple isn't going to get you to play?
I will throw this fan out my window.
You're going to sweat.
Oh my god.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't want to see a double dunk combo for the millionth time?
Oh my god.
Bring up,
All right,
bring
we're
up that
canceling.
full
We're
screen,
canceling
Jazz.
this episode. I'm done.
Bring up that full screen, Jazz. Let's look at that crowd. Let's look at that crowd.
Oh yeah, that too.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Before we get off topic, what, dude, guys? Where's the where was the energy of complaining and trying to fill in the seats? What the fuck?
Yep. We got golf claps all around.
Which I feel bad for Fennec. That this is an incredible feat.
In the very, same tournament,
Oh my god, dude, whatever.
not to like, super jump ahead, the player that won Riptide for Rivals 2 had a crowd of people.
Oh yeah,
Around-
and this is bumfuck early in the morning.
Yeah. So, but we'll get to that later. But here,
This is like 4 in the afternoon, 4:30 in the afternoon when Grand started. And I know people were complaining about, oh, I don't like 10 a.m. top 8s or 10 a.m. pools in general. But like, guys, this is 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah, there's like no excuse. Like, where's the fanfare? Where's the confetti? Confetti, as in like the crowd of people hyping up the person that won.
we should
If there were
Why do I see
46 people-
John Cena in the crowd?
If there were 46 people in the crowd, I'm sorry, if there are 46 people left in the Rivals 1 bracket, there should have been like 46 people watching this Grand.
It's not even 46.
Honestly.
Like, I would have taken like 25 and not the crowd of 10.
we should bring party poppers to the next Rivals 1 tournament. The little one.
No, I know like some of those people that were in Rivals 1 were also probably also signed up for doubles, so they had to like warm up for doubles, then that's fair. But like everybody else that
No, where's the
wasn't
energy?
even there for
I don't care.
doubles.
I don't care. Where's the energy at? Like, I don't feel it. I don't feel it here.
All this to say that we're glad to see like history being made. We're not really that happy to see that something that you guys fought for wasn't capped out. What you guys fought for so much.
If a tree,
And
if
it's
it-
not the
yeah, you
it's
go.
not to scoff at like the entering count at all. If nobody DQ'd, you guys are like what? How many was that away from hitting 64?
like 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are 13
you're
away
still
from
13
getting the
short.
cap.
Like, like, you can't expect the world and not even give like a quarter of your effort. Also, if a tree falls and nobody's around to hear it, what sound does it make? Type beat.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm like, how is it the better game? It's always circling back to this. How is it the better game? I don't see a crowd.
It just is.
Like, I don't see no guides. I don't see no content. I don't see no streamers playing this shit.
True.
But
I
anyway,
also want to mention that, guys, you cannot be begging Smash tournaments to add Rivals 1 anymore.
we're not even sure of our own future.
Yeah, we're not even sure of our own future for 1 and 2. They're more likely going to just favor Rivals 2 over Rivals 1 at this point. Especially if money's getting a lot tighter for them. You
God,
can't
dude.
just keep begging for them to do that.
I don't want any organizer to like go through what RJ went through, bro. That shit is tough.
But yeah, there's quite a bit to figure out with the Rivals 1 side. Obviously, like I want to help out with part of that still. Of course, I want to make sure Cup gets more active after having to fight to keep it running. But yeah, I think we're starting to reach a point where we need to like push stuff more online that's not just restricted to MLG. Like I would gladly throw together like maybe like a Rivals 1's exclusive major or something. I don't know. But I would need the help for that. I would need you people from MLG to actually work with me on that.
No, sorry, you don't push buttons good.
Yeah, you're right,
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Like this is actually fucking disheartening. I'm not gonna lie. Especially since like, for me, I've like poured 4 years of my life into this game, and Tech even longer.
Yeah. I've been around for a while.
So like it's like that's why I get so passionate about this. Anyways, I'm ready to move on to the Rivals 2 side of things. There's like a little bit to talk about, but I don't want to spend too much time on it because like I don't want to. Well, I mean we're gonna spoil the shit out of it, but yeah.
Yeah, so
Couple
I'm just
upsets.
gonna jump like right into like top 8 and then kind of
Yeah.
work my way backwards here just to show what happened. But Grands, well actually this entire top 8 was pretty interesting
It was actually pretty good.
I was kind of nervous that Beastly might go Loxodon in the Ditto with Stango because I've seen Beastly's Loxodon before, but no, Beastly actually showed out, went Zetter. We got a Crag Ditto between Zeus and Ion, two of the best Crags in the game right now.
No,
This
joking.
one is insane. This one's insane. Ron
that's
Cake for seventh. And
That's
we'll get
fucked.
to how both of them even got down there in like a moment. But damn.
And then yeah.
Yeah, and then lastly, Boyko Sophie. Boyko making up for his kind of, I don't want to say lackluster performance at Supernova, but just kind of shaking off the rust a bit more to push his way into top 8 again. But yeah, we got some pretty fire sets. We also got Cake Zeus offline in losers quarters.
This is Zeus's
Stango and Boyko
second.
offline once again.
That's Zeus's second offline event, by the way.
Yeah, Zeus known as the Wi-Fi warrior, even though man's got a job now. But he's such a carefree spirit and just loves playing the game. You know. Then winners finals are Ion going Ollie to take it over Beastly.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Ion could have very well went Crag in that, and it's not that bad of a matchup at all. We just probably wanted to play it safe and play with what I would like to call the Earth Zetter.
Yep.
Stango getting knocked out at 4th after the long Loxodon run. Now, it's funny because Menace, when he was seeding Riptide, said that I don't think Stango's Lox is going to get any higher than 5th. So, outdoing
Oh my god!
Menace's prediction by 1.
Christ almighty. I think it's because he thought Stango was gonna lose way earlier and then like tear his way through. But yeah, and then we got
another Cake Beastly run back, Cake taking that 3-0, and then Grands Ion thought he could do it with Ollie, ended up having to swap into Crag in the reset, and was able to take it with the Crag.
Yep. Pretty fire.
Yeah, I don't want to see any down players. Like, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. Like, I'm actually fucking sick of it. Like, there's no shot. Like, does he have bad matchups? Yeah. But, you know, I feel like it's on the players to break the other person instead of just the characters. Fighting, like, plat fighters or just fighting games in general are, like, it's just basically like a ballroom dance, but, like, instead of, like, trying to be in sync, you're trying to knock the other person's feet. Like, it's not that hard of a concept. Let's just talk about, like, the two or three big upsets that happened, and then...
Yeah, so you're probably wondering, alright, how the heck did Ron and Cake get into losers to the point where they had to face each other? Oh, starting with Cake, gets into top 48 winner's side. His opponent is Elkies. Elkies 3-0's Cake to send him to losers.
Like,
Pretty fire.
a 30. Like, and this shit, by the way, this shit was not streamed. We'll get to that in a moment.
Yep.
Yeah, so, like, really impressive, but unfortunately for the people in losers, that awoken losers Cake, and Cake ended up having to tear through Dak Pro, Durai, and Gekinga to get his way into top 8.
That is very heartbreaking. I am not gonna lie. I feel so bad for Gek. Like, he was so fucking close, and he was playing hot that entire time.
He was doing pretty damn.
Like a side tangent, I encourage people who, like, are looking for locks, like, to watch. This guy. That guy. Like, Gek.
Uh-huh. I wonder what the surprise was. Whatever. Alright, who's in my losers map? What?
I mean, Elkies is also just as bad. Is, like, also bad. Like, that's also just as bad. But Cake is, like, I feel like twice as bad.
Huh? What do you mean?
Because at least with Elkies, it's like, okay, I have, like, a 20% chance each stock for her to just, like, give herself hamster death.
Yeah.
But that's if you don't die first.
Yeah.
Cake, it's like, man, this dude is gonna, like, fucking, like, surgical precision me.
Yeah, pretty much. As to what happened to Elkies, you thought that with the win this big, she should have made top 8. Ended up getting 3-0'd by Zeus in the winners top 8 qualifier set, and then lost game 5 against Boyko, which this was streamed. If you do want to go back and see Boyko versus Elkies.
Thank fucking God. Anyways.
As for Ron Gunshoe, where are you? There you are.
Control F.
As for Ron Gunshoe, speaking of Gekinga, that's who sent him into losers. But here's the plot twist. This was to get into top 48 out of pools. And the thing that irritates all of us is that this was a Game 5, supposedly last hit set, that didn't get streamed.
Yeah.
Which, like, at first I was like, you can't get all the stream matches, but then I'm like, wait, this is a qualifier match. Wait, what the fuck? You have to put that on hold. So,
and
like,
a lot of winners qualifier matches, to my knowledge, didn't get streamed.
which is like,
but they decided to stream the losers qualifier matches,
which I
instead.
don't understand. Granted, who knows if Gek would have won that, and if it was streamed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you never know. Like, the littlest change could, like, decide, like, a huge outcome. Like, yeah, you could go, you wish you can go back in time and tell them, hey, you should probably stream this fucking match. But it's like, well, then that could have easily ended up being, like, Gek getting 3-0'd or Gek 3-0'ing Ron and it being a wash. Who fucking knows? You never know with these types of things. But
Yeah.
in retrospect, that should have been streamed no matter what.
Should have been.
Events recently don't, like, they have just kind of been screwing that up. As much as we glaze Evo, even they've fucked that up. Like, not putting the right matches on stream, but it's
Yeah.
like, whatever. Like, I'm willing to, like, overlook that, but it's like, it's something to keep in mind. It's like not, to me, it's like not as huge. You know what I mean? In comparison to the other shit.
Yeah.
I think that's
what
about
else?
it,
So
right?
the other complaint that people had at Riptide was that the monitors were at 75
Oh
hertz.
my god. Yup. Barring 10 setups, like, all the other setups were shit, apparently.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that's also why ZB was complaining in Rivals 1 in
Okay,
his
well, in
losers match
retrospect,
against Rice.
well, in retrospect, like, that fucking game should be able to be run on a toaster, so, like, I personally, I don't see the problem with that one.
I mean, hey, even though we've seen from like other people that even the most high-end fucking machines have some bizarre issue with Rivals 1.
That
So-
game was made with duct tape and dreams.
Dreams that became either reality or nightmares depending on who you ask, but anyway.
Yeah, entanglements. Anyways, yeah, I think that's about all we really wanted to talk about for that.
So, before we do move on, gentlemen, are we putting Smashy Bros at
Oh yeah, that
2 and 5? 2 and 5
No,
after
it's
Riptide,
2
or are
and
we putting it
6.
at 1 and 6?
Is it 2 and
2 and
6
6?
or 2, or is it 1 and 6? Because
Is it 2 and 5 or 1 and 6?
wait, what do you mean 2 and
'Cause that-
5?
Because
No.
it's 7 Smash events that were ran.
Oh, okay.
That we were at, yeah.
Well, no, in the circuit, right?
In the summer half of the circuit, we have had 7 Smash events, including the HBox ones, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Ele-
7. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to count. I'm trying to think. So yeah,
Because in this sense, we're counting like the HBox RCS brackets as just coin box for obvious reasons.
Yeah, those were just terrible.
Yeah.
So what do we think? Was Riptide good enough to put Smash at 2 and 5 on the circuit, or are they 1 and 6 and on the circuit for hosting us?
I kind of want to give them the point, and that's just because like we got more stream time than
It's
other
fucking Gommel.
events. We got, you know, yeah, it was another top 8 at 10 a.m., but it was a top 8 nonetheless. And yeah, there were some like important sets that were missed.
That one like is like I'm not willing to.
But that's
okay,
just
I'm
like such a
gonna-
minuscule thing. Like we
Yeah.
still got coverage regardless.
Yep.
You know, so I think I want to give it to him. And the other one that we're counting is Collision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Collision's the
Collision-
one. Like
Yeah, Collision's the one, and then I would say Riptide. We did get enough coverage of like Rivals 1 and 2, my opinion, just to get like some love. The only
you're a better
the
person than me.
The only thing that I would have liked that would have given me
Oh
like
my
the
God.
this is the full point, and it's such a minute thing, is just a winner's interview, because Ion has
Oh
been
yeah.
trying so hard.
Okay, well, okay, the winner interview. Yeah, okay, that would have been
Yeah.
nice.
So like, you know, like Supernova had Stango with his winner interview, and we deduct a point from Supernova because of all the bullshit that happened. But that still is like a little tally mark. You know what I'm saying? That's like, hey, that's a good positive.
Okay,
So
but
if they would have had the
yeah.
winner interview, you know, that's like my solid point. But I'd say I'd give it to Riptide because, yeah, some of the monitors were ass, but
I'll give them this. They had 10 good setups, so That's more than gobble.
It wasn't to the level of like everything fucking sucks, you know. So I give it to him. I know it's a long drawn out answer. I'm sorry, but
Jazz, you.
Yeah,
I'll go last.
I think earlier I was saying to you, I kind of just want to give him a half point, but like looking at the grand scheme of things, I don't know who bullied them into giving us like a more proper schedule, because keep in mind originally it was just supposed to be Rivals 2 on Saturday, everything ran on Saturday, and that was it for us. And they advertised Rivals 2 as a main game and almost ended up leaving us with side game treatment. But they managed to fix that by giving us Rivals 1 on Friday along with doubles,
which is
and along with Rivals 2 doubles, and then also a full-blown top 8 on Sunday. So that way not everything was just crammed on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I guess since the odd number Riptides tend to be good and the even ones tend to be kind of bad.
I forgot I said
that. I guess I'll give it to them, because they fixed everything with like scheduling and all that. It is kind of ass that by the time they said, "Oh hey, Rivals folks, you're getting a full top 8," it was like roughly 3 weeks before Riptide, and so that was not a good look at all. And like lots of people probably had to rework their schedules to make sure they were able to fly home either after Rivals or on Monday. I'd say that despite some of the tech issues and like missed important sets, like Tech said, we did get a really good amount of coverage. So I'd say I'm not gonna give him a half point. I'll give him a full point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess
with an asterisk.
Yeah, I was gonna say just off the jump, I'm gonna give them a point asterisk, a bunch, a lot, actually. So like you said earlier, did we really bully them into giving us more shit? Like that's like the main question. Number 2, why? If so, why? Why did we have to do that? Why do we have to do that in the first place? Why? Why can't it just be like just out the gate given to us by this point? Earn your stripes, little bro. Bro, we've been doing this for at least a decade. This is bullshit. We're consistently the bronze medal in signups, like at least for plat fighters, to my knowledge, and are flexible enough to go to other events. Like, why are you busting our kneecaps? This is ridiculous. Like, so there's that. The setups ordeal. I mean, you had better setups than Gommel. I'm only not giving a point to Gommel, like, because like the setups were kind of ass, like after like 12 hours, and the whole stream schedule bullshit.
Yeah.
At least here, and that's what made me skeptical about this. It's like, yo, because when I first posted like the schedule, it said event schedule. I'm like, oh shit, this doesn't say stream schedule. Is Riptide gonna hoe us like how Gommel did? And they didn't. But like Jazz said earlier, Rivals 2 was about to be a 1-day event. With like everything crammed in. Which, fucking why? Why would you even do that in the first place? So, there's that. The no winner interview kind of sucks, but I see that as like the cherry on top. You know what I mean? As like, to me, like the barest, I think Riptide's like the bare minimum blueprint of like what it should be. Like Riptide can add itself as like the blueprint of like what Rivals at Smashy Bro events should be, like alongside I guess all the Luminosity Makes Moves and Battle BC, where it's like, okay, stream schedule, which is off the jump, given out right away. And like a full 3-day event, either doubles in all of doubles in 1 day, with some pools, or just all doubles on the first day, right? good setups, like that obviously a must, and then a top 8 Sunday. You would think we get this right away, but no, we don't, because I don't fucking know why. Like, it makes no sense to me. You can't say, oh, we're gonna treat you guys like a real game, and then pull this shit on us. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And it always sucks too, because I want the devs to have like a super successful game at events when they put so much heart and soul, like we were talking about earlier with like Dan giving $1,000 to an SK main for winning. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But anyways, that's gonna cap off the Riptide talk. Talk about speaking of the devs, dev stream. Tech and I has gotten me on board with like who we want voice acting Lorena.
Yeah.
God sakes, God fucking damn it, dude.
Alright,
Hey,
so
Jazz.
dev stream stuff. The last couple of dev streams have been about Galvin and some of the stuff that Galvin can like do. Showed off a couple of alts that were in the trailer. Some of them got changed. I'm gonna briefly say about the alts that they need to really contrast, like the blue, red, and green alts a lot better between like Rust and Galvin and like Galvanized State. That's all I have to say about that. But week after that we had Lorena, and the devs are doing like a bit of like a series where they just go a bit more in depth with Lorena, since she was already revealed like way prior to other characters being released. For those that remember, she was the workshop character contest winner, and they showed off her model really early in that announcement, so they're going to be getting a bit more into that. And then just a couple of days ago, we got a glimpse into the 2026 roadmap from Matt and Dan, but we'll get to that one after Lorena. So Lorena, the first one was more the audio dev stream, so some behind the scenes stuff on how they go about putting together sounds and music in the game. Right. Before I do continue, there is a casting call for Lorena.
Yeah, I posted the tweet in the VC. Well, at least text tweet. But yeah, you can just scroll up after that.
So
It's got mad traction. I was not expecting it.
they're looking for a female voice actress that can speak both English and Spanish. Mexican accent is preferred to match the luchador inspiration. And all you have to do to submit your audition is to go to hi@moonsailor.com and then put the subject as what you see on here, Lorena audition, and your name. One of tech suggestions, and I'm not too familiar with like modern wrestling, so I'm gonna let you both take over for this. Educate the masses on who
Oh my god.
Zelina Vega is.
AKA Thea Trinidad. Tech, you want to lead off? It was your idea.
My idea was just like Zelina Vega is one of the newer gen wrestlers, and you know she's been grinding her heart out for a while, and she loves video games, and she would probably be down for something like this, just because of all of her gear for like PLEs and stuff, where she comes out as she came out as Jiri that one year. Was that for the Rumble, or was that for what PLE was that? Do you remember?
I forgot what pay-per-view that was. What I remember though, she came out as Sindel one time.
and
came out-
Jade.
That was a photo shoot, but she also came out as Vega. That one was definitely in the Rumble.
Yeah. So she has a love for video games. Obviously, those are fighting games. This is a platform fighter that just kind of goes hand in hand. She can speak both English and Spanish. I'm pretty sure she'd be down. And then the whole game plan for that was like, what if that comes and then she promotes it, and then she, gets together with the New Day, because they have their YouTube channel with Up Up Down Down, and then they invite her as a guest, and then she's like, oh yeah, I voiced this character, and then they're all just beating each other's ass, and then it increases game sales. I think it's a really smart move if it could happen. I don't know how much this shit would cost. Probably
this
a lot.
costs a lot of money, bro.
Probably a lot.
But
what if she threw him a bone and was like, oh, this is kind of cute, we like that, that's funny.
Because like, look at that hashtag. Like the SF6 like comment. She already is like a commentator in Street Fighter 6.
Yeah,
in the game, built into the game.
Non-zero chance that it can happen.
Dude, it should be absurdly expensive. There's like, it's a fun idea.
Yeah, it could be a pipe dream, and if it ever came true, I'd freak out.
Instead of hating R2, you'd be like, I love this fucking game.
Yeah, I love getting my ass kicked in R2.
But yeah, no, like the fact that they're throwing on like the casting call is insane to me, and that also shows me that they're probably almost done with this fucking character, bro. And as you scroll down and elaborate, yes, that is basically what they are saying. So
all right, I'll try to skim through this as fast as possible, but here we go. General stuff. So I know people were probably like, "Oh, where's the Galvin content?" This is the character that's coming in less than exactly a month now. Why are we getting Galvin content? They're still gonna do it. It's just the focus is gonna be like Lorena behind the scenes. They're trying like a different form of content, so give that a shot. Give the devs a shot with that.
Yep.
And tune into the behind the scenes stuff for the character. Galvin was already in the works when Lorena was chosen. There's some overlap between the two of them, but she was cool enough that they wanted to include her. Community content doesn't always slot cleanly into existing plans. So, basically, Lorena and Galvin kind of have like similar abilities, but they work differently. Being that they control they have the power of ferromagnetism, and Galvin uses it to galvanize the opponent. Lorena uses it to control her chair. So we have two Earth characters of like the same thing, just they use their ferromagnetism differently.
If I remember
that's
correctly,
essentially what that means.
Dan said, well, Galvin's using, this pure type of metal, whereas Lorena's using steel because it's a steel chair. So
this I love Dan, but like, holy shit, dude. Shut up sometimes. Oh my god. Wow.
It's kind of funny. I like it.
Alright, on to audio stuff. I'll try to hit the more important points. So audio is outsourced to two sister studios. Moon Sailor does a lot of the new music and technical sound design. The remixes of the older tracks that you might recognize in Rivals 2 were done by Resoforce, so they have those two studios, and those that don't know what Resoforce is already, that is the studio that Flashy Goodness is a part of, so they have that. There was somebody asking about, like, Rivals 1 effects in the game. And basically the devs are like, they look at how things sound in Rivals 1, or like they're basically the character's original game, not even just Rivals 1. and see how they can try to preserve the spirit of the sound while modernizing it. That talk about pre-production being important. Make a small palette of sounds that have the vibe that they're going to work for and work out. They're going for and work out from there, excuse me. So stuff like Lorena's chair, clothing, noises, and footsteps. And these are the base layers that they build sounds off of. Lorena will have more unique hit sounds that are fitting for her. So slapping sounds, rope hits, all that. Lorena will have synths for her sound effects and her magnetic powers.
We getting West
Audio
Coast
is-
synths?
Who knows? Audio is the step that comes late into the development of a character. And lastly, at least for this section, they are adding crowd sounds for Lorena.
Which is insane. As you guys may know, for Lorena, like she has the crowd noise, I believe, when it's her up tilt, and whenever she does like the recovery with like either the opponent or the chair. I believe is when the crowd noises pop up. So
Yeah,
that will be interesting to see.
Alright, voice acting. We already kind of briefly touched up on this, so again, if you think you are a good fit to audition to voice Lorena, send your stuff to the devs. I don't see too much important here, other than
And if
there's different ways to cast people. They had a specific person in mind for Absa already, and they had to get a whole studio to do like Galvin sounds and all that. And lastly, there's no concrete ETA for when the casting call will be done. Yeah, that pretty much sums up that category. Outkast, what were you gonna say? My fault.
no, it's all good. I keep cutting you guys off. No, with the whole thing with like the voice acting, I mean, as cool as it would be to have like fucking Zelina Vega, aka Thea Trinidad, to voice this character, it all really depends on like at the best fit at the time. So like who fucking knows? Like you, like any one of you can actually voice act Lorena. Like who knows? Because for Absa, this is what I believe they said, like this is like the first time like she's like done voice acting for like a video game or just voice acting in general.
Yeah.
So it's 100% doable for like anybody, just as long as you have a good mic. Which is like the one ask. I think.
Yeah, and Tech knows a thing or two about good mic quality. All right. Next major bullet point: footsteps.
I think they said this is the hardest thing to do.
They want to add footsteps in the game at some point. It's going to be a lot of work. It's good for expressing personality. Locks doesn't feel right without giant heavy footsteps. Understandable. They also want to add the sound of like clothes and accessories on characters. And then footsteps are expensive to develop, which makes sense. Last but not least, Q&A. I don't know what questions were asked during this dev stream because I was in class. So unfortunately, can't really put a proper question to the answer, but can go over some of what was said. Clothes factor a lot into the soundscape of a character, and some skins the clothes change, so they change the sounds too a little bit, which, yeah, checks out. Impact sounds are the most difficult. There's a workshop guide that is coming from the devs specifically. They'll have some sort of documentation from it, hopefully improved compared to the Rivals 1 workshop documentation. Roadmap is not completely locked in. So the roadmap, which we're gonna get to again, the roadmap that we saw for 2026 is not going to be it's not solidified, it's not set in stone, right? The more that the community gives feedback, the more like push forward or push back stuff gets on the roadmap. So that's essentially what that means. And that pretty much wraps up the more important points that I think were worth mentioning here. What do you guys think about
I
these
think
notes?
this is just,
Yep.
we talked about the footsteps, and I think they should just look at like shit like Call of Duty or like Street Fighter, because whenever people are playing like shooting games, they're like, oh, I heard footsteps, and obviously you're not gonna have to like hear footsteps in fucking Rivals because your opponent's right fucking there. But if they wanted to have that quality or whatever, maybe Dan can talk to somebody that he knows somebody, and they can be like, oh, hey, you should just do it like this and yada yada. I'm sure they have it all handled and they're gonna figure it out anyway. But that's just, I guess, my 2 cents on it, because the other day I was watching Mango play Street Fighter, and he was taking a break to go refill his water, and he had Ken Masters on the screen, and the little pitter patters of that dude's feet whenever he's just standing in his fighting stance and he's bouncing around. I'm like, dude, why are his feet so loud in my fucking ear? So if they need help with sounds or whatever, maybe they can find someone who knows them. We'll have to,
yeah,
pay a shit ton of money for it.
Because I'm like thinking, I'm like, you know what would be awesome if like Atlas like he takes a step, it's like it's like kind of like ice cracking.
I like that idea, yeah.
Something like that. Or like Forsburn, he's like, it's like the sound of like when you're walking through ash.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, you just reminded me. I think a good reference point, if you were to give Forsburn's footsteps like the sounds of ash, look to Generation 3 Pokemon games.
Oh, wait, that is a good idea.
Route 113, perfect idea for that.
Yeah.
It's like that. I'm trying to think who else. I guess for Ollie, it's like when you have like heavy boots and like you just step them through Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know what the fuck you would do for Absa. Absa, Zetter,
Probably just
Rano.
like
Yeah, but she doesn't really step, except for her taunt. She just kind of.
Oh wait, she hovers.
Give her the Jetsons.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, what the fuck would we do for Rano?
But actually, that would have to be for Eliana. Let's be real.
Oh my god, no! Wait, please. I want them to do that now.
When she's flying, Rano could be like little pitter patter noises,
Just have to step through. Well, I was gonna give that to Orcane.
Oh yeah, Orcane. Yeah.
Orcane's gonna be like more of a splish splash, pitter patter.
Give Rano.
You have to walk through a swamp to figure out what sound that is, bro.
No, give Rano the Cell and Frieza walk. That'd be some shit.
No, I was gonna give that to Palm when she's in heels. I feel like Crag and Locks would be self-explanatory. Just whenever you're
Crag would have like more rocky kind of footsteps.
like when you're on a hike.
Yeah.
And then Locks is just an elephant.
Yeah. Give him an elephant noise when he steps.
No, just every time he steps, it plays peanuts to an elephant.
Oh my god! Get out! No, the stream's canceled, bro. No, we're done.
I'm out.
We're out. We're out.
Come on.
We're out.
I
It
could
was
just.
one of the worst performances I've seen in my life.
Wait.
I couldn't sleep last night because I felt this shit coming.
Oh my god. But yeah. That's some fucking noises.
I mean, then again, this all could be very well very, very expensive. I wouldn't doubt they thought of things like this in their meetings.
yeah.
Like, this could be very well very expensive.
No, the footsteps part. They definitely did say that that's going to be expensive. Like audio in general, I can imagine is like super expensive because you
That's why it's
They gotta
last.
go out. They gotta go out to
constant
Africa
trial and error.
and like record elephants walking without disturbing them.
I feel like you can just go to a zoo.
No, you can't. It's got to be in the natural environment.
Oh my
Takes away
god.
from the-
This
takes away-
second guy. But no, like, them, like, admitting that, like, audio is the last portion of Lorena makes me really think, like, yeah, no, this bitch is, like, the first one, like, of 2026.
Yeah.
At least before CEO, god damn it.
It'd be nice if she was out before CEO.
Like, please. That is, like, I don't mind that she might not be quarter one character, but, like, guys, please, like, at least before CEO. That is, like, the pro wrestling theme, like, event. And you have the pro wrestler character.
Hey, and there you go. Easy skin to market off of Lorena.
Jesus Christ. Like George Lucas said, it's like poetry, it just rhymes. Any closing
All
thoughts
right.
from you two on this one?
No, I think we can probably.
Not really. It's just pretty interesting to see what they've been doing with like the audio behind the scenes. I already knew about like who was doing the music,
Yeah.
like way prior to this being being mentioned, but definitely a lot of work that they're putting into to make sure things sound better. And this isn't mentioned here. I forgot where this was said, but apparently some of the earlier characters being like Zetter, Rano, and Raster. Those three, if I'm remembering correctly, are going to get new voice actors
What?
at some point down the line.
Damn.
What the fuck? God damn.
No, I apologize for not remembering where I saw this being said. It wasn't in this stream specifically, but I do remember seeing something about that. So lots of tedious stuff going on behind the scenes for the
Man,
audio side of
I'm
things.
gonna-
And
I'm gonna miss Raster sounding like a douchebag. Yes!
but I know for a fact
Yes!
Rano and Zeta were on that list.
Anyways, this roadmap.
All right. Oh.
Okay,
this
wow,
isn't
we
pumped
didn't.
up. Yeah.
We did not. We'll briefly touch on this because like there was like things on there like just off rip that was like very interesting to warrant it.
There's some things that are interesting, and there's some things that I'm sitting here like thinking, why? I think the main thing when I first looked at this that made me say why is this point. They hired another animator to keep up with the 4 character year cadence. Guys, you've reached a point where I think you're fine enough to spread out when you're releasing characters.
I think after this year,
we need like
next year, I mean.
actual. We need like other shit in the game to be polished first. We don't need to worry about releasing more characters right now. I think the 14 and then everybody knows we're getting Lorena either first or second in 2026, or it's like fine. And then who knows? You could like wait like half a year to release the next character. You guys are beyond the point where you need to do 4 characters a year. That's too much. That's too much to keep up with, and it also kind of strangles the meta in the sense that the meta is always constantly changing quarterly when a new character is released. Let the meta develop a little bit more.
No, but I want
Right,
I want my Malo. I want my Eliana. I want my Sylvanas.
No, really,
what's another character?
let the meta develop a bit more because
Hold on.
No, I want my Malo. I want my Somambos.
I'm leaving.
Like,
Because Absa still needs like a bit more time to come to fruition. Excuse
my
me.
Armando.
And then we're gonna get Galvin next month, and it's like, oh well, all that work with Absa is probably gonna go
It's
dark
good.
for all we know.
I wouldn't worry too much about Absa because I think I believe Ant and Juno are still gonna keep pushing the character. I'm more worried about Fleet.
I believe they will, but the point is that
I feel bad for Fleet mains though. Jesus Christ.
my point is I want to see more abses come to fruition in the meta before like another character's introduced, and like you have people dropping this character that might even be doing fine in the meta right now, which, let's be honest, every character is. And boom, now we got another character to solve within a 3-month period. Well, solve in quotations. Obviously, not every character is fully solved yet. It's only year 1. But all is to say that they don't need to be releasing 4 characters a year. They need to put that energy towards other stuff. But
They already put that one out there, so fucking okay, I guess for 2027 they gotta learn to not do that and only drop like 1 or 2. Or not at all. Like, that's my whole thing with this. Tuck, what do you think?
Just about the character.
Character cadence.
I think it's a good idea that they want to keep it up. So so like if they stop releasing for a year, right? Then it can look like, oh well, they have too much to handle or whatever. Like obviously later they're gonna drop fewer characters. But I guess they want to try and keep up that 4 characters a year because they want to maybe not be on the same level as like a AAA fighting game, but like most other fighting games, it's a 4 character season pass. So I can understand it.
Yeah.
That's what they would like to do because they're like, okay, so if we only have 2 characters a year, then that means we only get a bump in players twice a year, as they're trying to add other game modes, so. But on the other side of that, it could be 2 characters a year, but when that update drops, there's like a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
There was things mentioned in here about advanced tutorial modes, but they're working on polishing the other tutorial modes. The polishing of the other tutorial modes can just kind of be like shadow dropped as like patches come along. But like the bigger ones, right? The advanced, all right, we just know Lorena's coming. We're dropping Lorena. There's advanced tutorial modes. There's a new game mode called reverse controls or some shit like that. And then here's your character balance updates. That's a pretty big fucking update, along with a Lorena stage because now it's the new year and we're switching up the stage list and we're removing stages that people like. So I think if they did something like that, I think that could work, just to kind of give it that oomph. Because as I'm saying this, I'm kind of thinking about this. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day, they used to have 2 ban lists a year. It was March 1st and September 1st, and it would completely shift the entire meta. So if they had that, it's like a 6-month thing. Then we have this stage list that's completely changed around, and then every 6 months you're getting a new character, you're getting a new stage, we're trading it out with one of the other ones, or we're taking multiples out and putting other ones in, and that could also like help shift the meta to like whether it's more defensive or offensive. So I could see that working, but I also understand the sentiment of we still want to release 4 characters a year to kind of keep that honeymoon phase going and that hype. But I don't think it'd be terrible to do 2 characters a year, but have them as like really big updates and drops. Every new character has a new game mode. Now, of course, like year 3, we can't really be adding more fucking game modes, can we? But like in the first like 2 years or whatever, since we're still in year 1, we get those going, and then we get the new game modes polished here and there through shadow drops and some updates on like patches, and then everything else just kind of comes to fruition the further we go on until it's a complete product, and then we have the hypest trailer with story mode in the character, because that would just be a massive update. Now, when would that happen? I don't fucking know, but eventually it could.
I should
lightens the workload.
I should have like elaborated like my idea with like the whole like drop 2 characters a year at least like in 2027. It's so that they can like, oh fuck, all right, well, okay, as you folks know, we also do this live, so I just got raided by Codec. Thank you for pulling up. I don't have the noties on, so, but I was like, I should have elaborated like, yeah, like tech, like you said, they can lighten up their workload and focus on the other shit, so that like in 2028, God, Lord willing, that we get there. That they can like, how characters like drop. You were there like when all the characters were dropping in Rivals 1, so they dropped in pairs usually. Is what I'm trying to get at. They dropped 2 characters at once.
Yeah, because it was Claren and
Clarion and
Claren
Rano.
and Rano, and then Ori,
Sylv,
and then Sylv Ellie, and then SK. I think that's the order it went.
SK was last for sure, right?
Yeah. He was last.
It went Absa, Edelus, then Ori.
Yeah. Okay. Ori was first.
Ori was Ori was the first solo one.
Yeah.
Like
and then it was.
Then it was Clarion and Reina.
Yeah.
At the same time, and then Ellie Sylvanos, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And then SK was the solo drop, and then they dropped the Workshop 4 all at the same time. That's why we call them the Workshop 4. So it's not impossible to make it work, but to like acknowledge 2 characters a year, that kind of sucks in terms of like not keeping up the honeymoon phase until you drop all of the shit you were just saying, which is what I would want them to do.
Yeah, it feels like if they did 2 characters a year,
they have to do so much more, which is please, you need to do that. Regardless, at some point, you might as well get out of the way.
Yeah, but it could be argued that adding a new game mode that's more simplified could be less work than a whole ass new character.
Exactly. Which is why if you did 2 characters a year and then fucking just went ham with the game modes,
it's gonna make the consumer feel like there's more bang for your buck.
Yeah. By the way, games $30 without any discounts,
with the occasional discount, but yeah.
Without the discount, it's $30. You're getting free DLC characters.
All right, but
yeah. Wow, we spent a lot of time on that point.
Yeah, I think we're on a point where we just no more balance patches, please. No more. Honestly, no more characters. Just
I only want one balance change, and it's general balance. It's please, it's still too strong, guys. Floor hugging, floor humping is still too strong.
But alright. The other bullet points that are worth mentioning. They're behind on advanced tutorials because they're trying to polish the existing ones. Crew battle mode is still coming.
Mm-hmm.
They're not entirely sure what they're going to do with the event order for next year. Honestly, if I were them, I would just have them repeat until you can think of new ones. So that way, every character has something for some skin for each event, That's
Yeah.
my suggestion, just to kind of ease off the load for them. More controller options all along the way, including like mouse support, which, by the way, was something that existed in Rivals 1. You can play Rivals 1 on your mouse.
Nobody
Uh,
did.
there- reasoning for this is for the Brawlhalla players that use keyboard, so trying to finish that up. They think Steam Workshop in Rivals 2 is going to be a success. We'll see. This is an important one. Item mode will be limited to thrown items at the
Oh my
start. May
God.
expand later if it turns out to be popular.
Oh my god, back to the workshop
Alright,
thing. God damn it, God damn it,
alright.
Jess.
Item mode. Item mode. I'm gonna lock in here. I need all you fuckers to lock in for item mode. Okay? Please. For me.
Why?
As an old man, I want more items. Yes, I want thrown items, but I also want held items, you know? I want to see, you know, what happens if Crag has a beam sword. I want to see
Alright.
the classic meme of, oh, it's Crag but with a gun. Like,
So minor spoilers for everybody. The Rivals 2 modding core did find like animations of characters holding stuff already. So
Okay,
they're working on that.
I will say this
We'll
though,
continue
like...
tech. My
okay,
bad.
yeah, Tech, you go.
yeah, I think items are like really good for just casual game modes. Like, it's fun, it's good to, you know, take the edge off. Because like if they dropped item, like, okay, we go back to like the 2 characters a year thing. You know, at the beginning of the year, they drop item mode with Reina, and then the second half of the year, they drop, you know, Schmovel with Ethereum stages, and then that's pretty hype, in my opinion. It gives casuals something to do, you know, because we do need more casuals in the game. Like, that's definitely, you know, a point that we've been driving home since the beginning. And then just kind of to bounce off of that, not to take the conversation away from it, but the Steam Workshop, you know, there was a point in there, because I did listen in a little bit while I was working. Some people were presenting questions of, so like, if you guys bring Workshop in, what's stopping those people from just creating the remaining characters that aren't in Rivals yet and putting them in Workshop? And Dan was like, I'm gonna be honest, nothing. So, you know, that very well could happen. And then he said, you know, but then the scare could be, you know, what if someone created, you know, they have Malo and his like get up special is something similar to what Dan and the gang were making for Malo as they were making Malo. Is it Dan and the gang stole from this Workshop player and it's stealing or whatever, you know, just, and I'm sure it wouldn't be, you know, that ridiculous, and people would be like, oh my god, the devs are assholes or whatever. But
Yeah.
It's just I'm usually just kind of skeptical on Workshop, because like, yes, I get it, it's going to bring in like a lot of people, but the reason I'm skeptical about it is because at that point, you know, modders are crazy. They're really good at what they do. And if they added like other game modes and shit that's like not made directly by the dev team, like, yeah, they can go and buy the rights and then put it in. But then it's like, all right, community, it's up to you to finish our game for us. And I personally don't like that, but I just kind of want everything that they create, if that makes sense.
At this point, dude, there's comes a point where like the pride shit has to stop, and we all want this game to be successful. So fuck it, if that's considered cheating, fuck it, dude, let's cheat. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
If it means we stop getting hoed at Smashy Bro events, I don't fucking care anymore, dude.
I don't think that's ever gonna stop them.
No.
We're just gonna get a big.
No.
Just because we get Steam Workshop, I don't think most Smashers even know what the fuck Steam Workshop is.
No, I'm just talking about like momentum in terms of like, okay, well, this is now just endless content.
Yeah.
Which now you know for damn well, like, it's not just gonna be Alpharad carrying. Maybe Mr. Mogul Moose fucking does something.
No.
Oh, okay. What was I gonna say?
We'll just be in the background talking about upping those numbers, and that'll be it.
Oh my god, yeah, let's up those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Breathalyzer. I mean, what?
Yeah. So, just bouncing off of that, for the workshop stuff, Armando's gonna be the new Sandbert. So that's gonna be like everybody's base character. They're probably gonna have something.
I think they said something about like having like multiple like base characters to work off of.
Yeah, they could have a Guadua equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Dude, shut up. Guadua makes me want to. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, I think workshop overall it's going to be a good thing. Obviously, it's going to be a good thing. It's going to get more eyes on the game. It's going to get more sales, which is great. It just makes me like, oh shit, man. I wanted this to be pushed off a little bit more so we can get more.
Well, okay. In fairness, there's going to be characters, not like the fucking make your own modes type deal.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will say this though, please, for any modder out there, I know like it's gonna fall on deaf ears, but like for fuck's sakes, dude, I don't want any more meme characters. I don't want that shit. That's like the only reason why I'm skeptical of Workshop in the first place. If people made in-lore, inline characters like that could be plopped into the Aetherverse, I don't fucking care. Like, yeah, this is great. More of this, please. As much as I give grief to like Malo being a character, at least like you could plop Malo, because like for those that don't know, Malo was a Workshop character at first. At least you can plop Malo into like the Aetherverse and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then back to the items, like only thrown items. Okay, that's a little disappointing. You could have like had the items like where the character can wear, like a badge.
Yeah.
And it doing different effects. Like that's fine. Like you could have done that.
This was like the one point that I'm kind of wondering if they're just gonna have them be thrown, and there's like already animations where they can hold the items, and what's stopping them from having them grab the items again? Maybe it's because it's like a time restriction or money that they don't really have right now, and it's like animating is expensive. Who knows?
They also don't have that many animators, so this is a small team, guys, that's trying to punch with like AAA games.
Yep.
I do kind of wish it was like the complete like throw pickup cycle, but it's baby steps, so I can't complain too much.
We'll get Z dropping at some point.
Oh god,
which will be fun.
Yeah. Let's see.
Legendary
skins are aiming to be like $20, which is understandable, and they'll just be completely new like new characters over an existing one, essentially, with like their own unique sounds and animations. At least that's their hope.
Were y'all able to watch that dev stream at all, or no?
Oh, that much.
I was able to watch the beginning of it, and again, I was in class. I was in the same class when this was happening, so I couldn't watch all of it.
Okay. So what Dan had kind of elaborated on with the legendary skins, somebody presented the idea of like, well, why don't you just make them their own fighter, like an Echo Fighter? And he said, well, the problem with that is, if you drop them as Echo Fighters and they have their own character slot, and you're going through all the main roster, and you're like, oh wow, they have like 400 skins, but this Zetterburn father has a couple colors and that's it. Because like then we'd have to make, completely new skins, or like, if you drop Mecha Zetterburn, you have to drop Mecha Renburn, right? But how are you going to make it like super differential, because they're based off the same animal, and their features are pretty close to 1-to-1. So he's like, that's why they're going to be legendary skins and not just like Echo Fighters. Same thing for like Bradshaw. Like Bradshaw's probably going to be a legendary skin for Raster. Now, I mean, he could be his own character and they could do something completely different, but that's just the idea that Dan was kind of elaborating on.
And we know these some bitches are going to be expensive, so use my code OneOutkast to get bonus $8 like Milwaukee, and you'll ball like a Laker in-game.
I can't wait to buy more things.
Alright, it talked
We'll get
about
to
new
comments.
menus.
We'll get to comments in like a bit. We're
Yeah,
we're almost done.
New menus are being worked on.
Yeah, no shit.
Custom colors. The problem. Custom colors is a UI and design problem, because they're expanding the customization, I guess, to be on. I want to say most skins. I don't know. The way that they had it on the roadmap was like, oh, you can customize your quote unquote premium skins, but I'm guessing this will be like. I'm guessing if they're trying to keep this simple to be like the base alt of those paid skins. That's my guess, and I don't know how they're gonna do like the base skins yet,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's essentially why they're saying it's a UI design problem. There's a lot that could be there's a lot to consider and that could be done, and they're saying that if they can think of something that works, then custom colors will get moved up. Okay, this is interesting. Originally, it was planned that you could earn berries per match, and you could feed them to your buddies or use them to make dyes for custom colors. This got scrapped, but they're still on the table for buddies. So you might be able to feed your buddies, which will be interesting.
That'd be fucking sick.
So, with that, I just came up with this in like 5 seconds. You imagine that the buddies that you have are like assist in like item mode or Aether stages.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool idea.
That's like, I wanted buddies to be involved with like, that video that I made forever ago where like they come out of like capsules, like that's a thrown item, so you pick it up and throw it, and a buddy pops out and he's got a hitbox,
What? R1 content?
What?
Wow, that thing that nobody watched. Wow.
Yeah, I know nobody watched.
Wow.
Big fucking loser here, but
Like
I'm excited
again, that
to
circles
see-
back to that first point of like you guys like R1 community doesn't do shit.
I want to throw a craggling at my opponent. Yeah, I can't wait to see Tommy Prickles in 3D. It's gonna be
God, no more Sandbird. Oh my god. Holy fuck.
I mean some.
No. That was so annoying. I will
Alright.
take dial up Loxodon over fucking Sandbird.
Next thing. Story mode was originally going to be at game launch, but had to be cut to keep the game at a reasonable scope and budget. Okay, so, well, now we have our answer as to why we didn't get story mode on launch, but they're trying to get it done before console launch or launch it with console release, so they have a backup plan, which is all we're asking for at this point. More workshop stuff.
My problem with story mode was like, why did you integrate story mode with tutorials? That was like a big thing that nobody talked about. Like, if you had to cut it, then it's like, well, shit, you're also cutting tutorials on how to play the fucking game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does that not sound ass backwards?
It's a little back-asswards, but
Alright, for all my coders out there, Workshop will have some form of Lua scripting, so have fun with that. I'm gonna skip the other 2 points. Okay, this is the other thing that kind of irritated me. So recently, the devs added listen servers, which allows you to be able to host a server on your own, and the person can join you off of it. One of the first things that I noticed is that whoever is hosting the listen server has no ping, and the other person is experiencing like either a reasonable amount of ping or a high ping, and then there's like awful lag and people teleporting. Why did that happen? Why is it one-sided? It's because the host doesn't have simulated lag yet. So they're basically telling me that the listen servers were released as an incomplete thing, which also kind of annoying, but at this point it's, again, baby steps. One thing at a time. They're gonna work on evening that playing field out so that way people can play on these. They already talked about how crew battle mode was gonna work at Evo, so we don't have to go over that. Okay, the character release schedule. The 50-50 new returning rule is over a long time, not each year. It's a guideline. So that rule that we initially got was anything can happen with it, really.
Yeah, as long as they have like 50% of the characters were new and 50% of the characters were returning over a long period of time. That's all it is. And Lorena's not a new character; she's a returning character because she already exists in Rivals 1, even though it's through Workshop.
No ETA for the full Rivals 1 cast will be back. There's characters they don't know what to do with. Ellie and Sylvanas probably being the perfect example of this. We've been saying from like day one that like they're probably gonna be like some of the last couple of characters that they add because of their sheer amount of complex shit that they have to do for them. But that'll be interesting to see.
They also talked about characters like they work on multiple characters throughout time. Like they're not just like, okay, for these next 3 months we're working on Lorena. They worked on Lorena.
Increments.
Yeah, like Lorena, Olympia. They were just whenever the character was done with one stage of production, it would move to the next stage as they were working on the other character for that stage of production. Oh, there's the Echo Fighters point that I brought up earlier.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, devs essentially say that it takes about 2 years to complete a character. And last but not least, the final important point here is that Aether bucks must be spent on the system you buy them on once console is launched. Coins should be shared. They're pretty sure.
Even then, it's like, I mean, are you really? At least the skins are transferable. Is like what I wanted to say. That's the important thing.
If you bought something on PC with your Aether bucks, when you boot it up on console, that skin will be in your account.
Yep, because it's linked to your. That's why they had the account thing, the Aether account.
Yeah.
From the jump.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty stupid until like I realized, oh yeah, wait, hold on, maybe this is because console. And yeah, I'm glad to know I was right.
Yep. Who's the idiot now, Outkast?
No one.
Alright, but for the Aether account stuff, everybody say thank you, Creatures of Aether, because that's where it originated from.
Woohoo!
So thank you, Creatures of Aether. You will never be forgotten.
Yeah, you died for us having transferable skins.
I loved Creatures. I think it was fun.
Oh, that pretty much wraps up both of these dev stream notes. It'll be interesting to see how the roadmap ends up playing out, but I think we're at a good point where we can take a couple of questions and comments from the chat.
With like the whole roadmap thing, things can be moved around. Was like another thing of like contention that like we didn't really elaborate on. Things can be moved around, so custom colors can be moved around. Fucking workshop can be pushed back, like if they so choose, and just move up Aether stages. Because I think in that roadmap, Aether stages is like after workshop.
Yeah.
So
It'll either be before or after, but yeah, we can open the floor to questions and comments now. I think we've covered everything we needed to hear.
Okay, and, so something about Brawl, I'm not gonna comment on that. Coming from Galaxy, do you think we get Workshop 4 again, but with new Workshop characters? I would not mind that, honestly. If they fit in line with the lore, then I'm more open to it.
Honestly, you know what they can do with that? They can just take the 4 runner-ups from the contest, and that's
oh yeah, Golly G Willikers, who would have thought? Even though I think Owatsu is a war crime, but anyways,
I didn't understand Owatsu, so
Dan really liked Owatsu. They have to scale that character like down in terms of power, but yeah, like then I would be fine with it. I'm just glad that Reina won over Badra.
Thank God.
Oh my God, I would have been cool with Helios or Yono winning over Lorena if it happened.
Yeah.
Because I think Yono's hilarious, and then Helios you can actually just plop into the fucking lore.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Should we get more casual 1v1 queues? Like event, okay, yeah, like event game related modes. We need more modes first, in order for us to do something like that.
Modes.
Oh yeah, modes. We know. Did you find the clip? Please.
I did not. I was trying to.
Fuck.
Get
Matt, we need more modes, man. We need more modes.
We know. Oh god, dude, that is a throwback. And you just asking in chat. That's kind of why I like doing these live.
Yeah. We only have what is it? Is it 5 characters left from the original cast?
Silvanos.
Wait.
Palm, Sylv, Hodan, Ellie, Malo.
Yeah. I
5?
think that's it.
5?
Yeah, I think that's
5?
That's it. Yeah. And then whatever they're gonna do with Ori and SK's movesets.
I think with Ori, they're probably just gonna make like a brand new character again and just. See
How
what they can
about
do
how about this Ori imposter? Please be the bottom 1 character for at least a year for punishment for Ori being the best character in the game.
We all know that's not
I don't
gonna
fucking
happen.
care, bro. Like this is my this is just like my fantasy, bro. So Synth, if you have a question, like drop it.
Yeah.
As we are ending pretty soon. We actually we ended before fucking 2 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, we did it. As for SK, there is still a very realistic chance that SK is a guest character.
How
in the
was your
game, so-
guys' day? My day was okay. How about you two?
My day was pretty decent. I just recovered from last night, so it was pretty hype. Because I went to a concert and I had a.
No, you went to the movies.
True. We went to go see the brand new movie. Luke Bryan takes over Biloxi. That's what we went to go see. It was super realistic. 4D action in my face.
Oh
Crazy.
my god. Oh my god.
Immaculate lighting.
Dude. Jazz, you.
My day, it's probably the same old, same old. All I really did was cook a lot this morning. I was in the mood to make some breakfast potatoes, so I decided to make that.
We just elaborated on like if they slow down on the 4 characters a year for 2027, like how would they make up for it? They can, fucking finish story mode.
They can optimize the game.
Optimize the game.
I need a potato mode.
Yes.
It is all right. The way the characters look in the retro, like Crag as like a 64-bit character or whatever. I need, maybe not to that level, but I need something that I can run it on. Just something shitty, because I think that we go to all these tournaments, and they're offline, and these are like these bigger tournaments, but I don't know how communities are doing this. I know some higher end laptops are running it, but I don't think everybody's lugging their fucking PCs and monitors to all these things to have efficient enough setups. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
So the mere fact
I sure as hell am not lugging this cube anywhere anytime soon.
So you're not lugging the fucking triangle PC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
there are many PCs that can really can run these games, run Rivals 2 really efficient. The devs use them. Only problem is they're above $800, so
yeah. And I mean, I used to take all the old laptops that I had from before my sister went to college, one of my grandma's old laptops, and I would go to every tournament with 3 laptops, so we had 3 Rivals 1 setups at the very least. If the other TO's oh shit, I got sick and I'm puking and shitting everywhere and I can't make it, this is just as like backups. But like now, like yes, those laptops are older. I don't expect to be able to run Rivals 2 on it, but something that's like built within the last like 5-6 years that's not like hella expensive.
So Galaxy on the YouTube side of things, if let's say they have all the modes and shit right from 2026, and then they still have yet to drop story mode, but they decide to slow down with 2 characters a year, then like they can hard focus on console. So then like what the fuck now?
Yeah.
Like that's the other thing too. It's like then they can hard pivot into like going ham with consoles. And I like kind of was like skeptical of like how much did Nasby actually make with consoles. Apparently, according to Utah, they made a fuckload.
They did. Yeah. Sanji, I forgot what the numbers were, but Sanji, old school Nasby guy, he made a video and he was like, everybody says it's a failure. Yeah, sure, competitively. But like casually, like they made their money. They made their money. That's for damn sure. Let me see if I can go find it real quick while you guys fill the air.
But yeah, no, this is the last thing we're doing. But no, like if they drive home the point of like, oh yeah, like the game's fully optimized and there's chapter 1 of story mode and there's a console launch, they can do the idea that we said earlier of like in 2028 they can drop characters in pairs. So you'd get 2 characters per year, or two more characters, like, because in Rivals 1, Clarin and Rano dropped at the same time. Absa Edalis dropped at the same time. What's stopping Aether Studios from like getting more money from console sales and then hiring more people, getting more quality people, and then they're just going fucking nuts with making characters? Because like I feel like they're stretching themselves too thin.
They are,
like
sure.
in some ways.
Yes.
And if the game's fully optimized, like, or like optimized enough, then fucking maybe Smashy Bro events can would be less hesitant in having us. That one's a pipe dream. That one's a fantasy. Don't you worry. I'm still sane. I'm still grounded. They're never gonna give us like good shit unless it's like we fucking bully them.
Let me
right.
finish answering Sane's question real quick.
And then after that, I'll tell you what Nasby made.
Okay.
Yeah, my day, I didn't really do too much other than cook with potatoes and wash my hair. Because as y'all could probably see, they're back to the natural bush. I took my braids out. It's about that time to do
Okay.
that. And I pretty much just cooked with potatoes. What?
No, I'll let you figure it out. Anyways, yo, those are some good tates.
Yeah, breakfast potatoes. I also tried making like rounded fries. That didn't. The rounded fries were okay. I just probably should have actually put them in like oil and like fried them as opposed to put them in the oven. But I didn't feel like doing all that with this giant quart pot I got. But yeah, that was pretty much my Sunday. Kinda not too much going on.
Anyways,
Tech,
you got the numbers
so
that we can cap this off.
Yeah, Sanji went and he did like all the research on like it sold this many on here, and then he kind of like tracked the sales. And he said if he had to guess, with all the paid DLC and everything, Nasby 1 made between $40 and $100 million.
Jeez.
And then let's say you said 140 million at max, right?
No. Between 40 and $100 million.
Oh, 100 million. So let's be nice and say they made 100 million.
Yeah.
Let's say that, and then like let's take away like how much do you think like they had to take away from like fees and shit?
I'm not sure, but he said, what did he say? What was his exact words? He said it was just in gross revenue, so I don't think that's covering other stuff. But I mean, they made their money, and then obviously they had enough to make a second one, and then after that,
Which unfortunately, since the first one sucked so bad, like initially, it kind of hindered the second one.
But hey, that still didn't stop the second one from becoming
How much does the second
what
one
it
make?
is today. And if you guys want a little bit more about what we learned about the NASB 2 community, how they're still going to this day, and how they're mounting their little comeback, honestly, check out episode number 10 of our podcast. It's a really popular watch, apparently, amongst us, and we hope you all will enjoy it too. I'm gonna get episode 11 from last week, where we talked about Collision and the devs shadow dropping the second half of R2CS
Oh my
up
god.
immediately after this episode ends, so hang tight for that one. It's just like minor editing that I need to do. Thumbnails done this time around, so easy work
I
for
wasn't
me.
even on the NASB episode, Skeptic. Anyways, let's gonna cap it off, right?
Yeah, that'll do it for our final episode of season number 1. That's right, we're breaking this down into seasons.
Yep.
And the reason why I decided to do that, well, Spotify has seasons on there, so I'm like, every 12 episodes will be a season, so this will conclude the first one. We're going to be taking about like a 3-week to a month break on the podcast, just because we all got life stuff to attend to. I'm back in college, Skeptic's trying to find a better job, Tech has ads to catch up on per usual, but also needs a break. Yeah, also needs a break. Shadow's in the process of moving to Georgia, and Outkast.
I don't got anything going on. This is it.
You're parking all your Lambos.
This is why we're canceling for at least like 3 weeks to a month. Like, these people think I'm rich. What? Like, no.
Think? Oh, brother, we know. We know.
I'm getting singled out right now.
Tech Skeptic is saying you got a Ferrari.
I only have one Ferrari, and it's in the shop because it's an older model, because I like the older models.
Man,
And
you guys...
It's been there for a while.
You guys think I'm living it up, and I have the...
Oh my god.
Yeah, don't let him fool you. He's
3 types of deodorant? Bro, it's all
Yeah.
Old Spice. What do you mean?
He's working towards his 3rd penthouse. It's this guy, man. He's gotta share the love here.
Tech literally made my rent payment with one freaking ad. I will never let that go. See, Tech is more rich than me.
Yeah, Galaxy, I love you, brother. I love you. You're
I'm first content creator to make $1 Ethereum dollars.
He said, "How much did you make for that ad?"
Don't let Outkast fool you into thinking he's humble. Oh my god, I'm done. This is okay. This is the end. This is the end of the Wavlength INTL podcast. I'm done.
But yeah, we will be back with season 2 in about a month. There's gonna be a whole lot to talk about, probably stuff relating to more grassroots rivals tournaments, because we're running out of those.
God, bro, we are also gonna talk about Galvin too. Like the week he comes out.
Talk about Galvin, talk about Hitfall, maybe talk about Heatwave coming up. We'll see what happens, but until then, we all hope you've enjoyed this first season. Go back and rewatch the whole thing if you want on my YouTube channel and our Spotify if you wish. And yeah, thank you all so much.
Yep.
Man, I still can't believe we actually got this far. This all started because I just
You
wanted
got
to
so
rant
mad. You
about-
got so mad. I've never heard you this mad. I've never heard you that mad ever.
That's so funny.
This all started because I had to rant about the way that the Rivals 1 community, or specifically MDVA, wanted to bring back RCS, and we come a long way from there. So we're only up from here. But yeah, have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you in about a month.
Bye.